In the headlines, House of Representatives cancels Monday emergency plenary. Ganduje picks deputy as preferred successor. NDLEA arrests 2 pregnant women, Baba at Lagos Airport. Away from Nigeria, 60 feared dead at school blast in eastern Ukraine. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Let's take a look at the details now. The House of Representatives has cancelled the emergency plenary scheduled for tomorrow, Monday, May 9th, 2022. This was contained in a statement by the clerk to the House, Dr. Yahaya Danzaria, on Sunday. According to the statement, the cancellation follows the near resolution of some of the major critical issues in the aviation industry that necessitated the original notice. The leadership of the House will still meet with relevant stakeholders on the 9th of May 2022 at 2 p.m. It could be recalled that the House had, in a statement earlier Saturday, announced that it will hold an emergency plenary on Monday to deliberate on important national issues. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has warned airlines against selling tickets if they won't operate. The caution followed a proposed strike notice by the airline operators of Nigeria on the shutdown of flight operations from Monday, the 9th of May 2022. In a statement, FCCPC Chief Babatunde Irukera appealed to them to consider the effects of the proposed action on passengers. The agency said it does not trivialize the challenge the current price of fuel poses to domestic aviation, coupled with other rising costs of operations and foreign exchange. The FCCPC, however, raised concerns about rising consumer feedback that airlines have continued to sell tickets beyond the date announced for the proposed service shutdown. And on political matters, Deputy Governor of Kano, Nasir Gawuna, has been anointed as the preferred choice of the All Progressives Congress stakeholders for the 2023 governorship election. Gawuna's choice was made at a stakeholders meeting Governor Abdullahi Ganduje presided over. The stakeholders were also said to have agreed that the former Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Murtala Sule Garo, should be the running mate for Gawuna in the election. It was gathered that it took intervention of elders of the party and elder statesmen in the state to prevail on Garo to step down for Gawuna. Garo, who is believed to have the control of the party structure at the local level, was seen as the preferred candidate of the wife of the governor, Hafsat Ganduje. Meanwhile, the Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Pauline Tallen, has declared her intention to contest for the Plateau South Senatorial District in the 2023 general elections. Tallen's entry into the race swells the number of President Muhammadu Buhari's cabinet members who are eyeing different positions in the 2023. The minister will battle Governor Simon Lalong, who is believed to be also interested in the senatorial seat. Lalong will serve out his 2 terms next year. Tallen had previously served as a councillor, commissioner and deputy governor. The All Progressives Congress APC Northwest Zone has reaffirmed its resolve towards ensuring unity amongst members in all states in the zone. A statement by the Zonal Publicity Secretary of the party, Musa Mailafia, said the decision was reached during a meeting of the Northwest officials of the APC presided over by National Vice Chairman of the zone, Salihu Lukman, at the Zonal Secretariat of the party in Kaduna. The statement noted that having produced the highest number of votes that determine the winners of all presidential elections in the country, it was imperative for the zone to remain united to ensure that 2023 follows suit. It assured that all noticeable lapses occasioned by political friction will be addressed if it further appealed to party officials in the zone to work for the success of the APC in 2023 and beyond. President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday left for Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, to attend a United Nations organized conference. The conference will pay priority attention to the future of the land regarding desertification, drought, degradation, rights, restoration, and implications for national and world economies. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, explained that the convention aims to take action to ensure that land continues to benefit present and future generations. President Buhari is expected to participate in a summit of heads of states and governments from May 9th to 10th, 2022, and join world leaders for the 15th session of the Conference of the Parties, COP15 of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification with the theme Land, Life, Legacy, from Scarcity to Prosperity. 2 pregnant women are among drug traffickers arrested by the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, for attempting to import and export illicit drugs through the airport in the last week. Also in the week, the NDLEA says it intercepted a large consignment of drugs in Kaduna, Yobe, and Plateau. The report.
First to enter the agency's dragnet is a Brazilian returnee, Nwore Philip Chiquendu, who was arrested on Tuesday, May 3rd, during an inward clearance of passengers on Qatar Airways flight from Sao Paulo, Brazil, en route Doha to Lagos. During a search of his luggage, 2 parcels of cocaine were discovered concealed in a pair of brown slippers hidden in his oxblood backpack. A further search of the pair of black slippers worn by the suspect also led to the recovery of 2 additional parcels of cocaine built into the soles of his footwear, bringing the total to 4 parcels weighing 800 grams. Nwore, who claimed to be a barber in Sao Paulo, said he came to Nigeria for the burial of his father. He confessed that he decided to get into the act because his trip was sponsored by his Brazil-based friend, who gave him the drug to deliver to Lagos for a fee of 2 million naira. The NDLEA operatives at the Sako export shed of the airport also arrested Shola Ogurinde and a pregnant woman, Mrs. Sheung Babatunde, for exporting illicit alcoholic beverages, while another pregnant woman, Mrs. Gloria Asibo, was arrested while trying to traffic over 300 tablets of tramadol to Turkey. On Thursday, 5th May, while attempting to board a Turkish airline flight to Bologna, Spain via Istanbul, Turkey, a search of her luggage containing food items led to the recovery of 300 tablets of 200 milligrams and 225 milligrams high-dosage tramadol concealed in crayfish. Meanwhile, large consignments of psychoactive substances have been intercepted in parts of the northwest, northeast, and north central. He charged them and those in other commands across the country to sustain the heat on drug cartels, as well as balance their drug supply reduction and drug demand reduction efforts.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly. People with albinism seek help from federal government. Details and more after the break. Join us again. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Let's have a look at the top stories again. House of Representatives cancels Monday emergency plenary. Plus, Ganduje picks deputy as preferred successor. Now, moving on, no fewer than 56 persons were reportedly killed when suspected terrorists invaded Sabongari Damri and Kalahe communities in Bakura local government areas of Zamfara state. The terrorists, including women, were said to have stormed the two communities Friday after Jumu'at prayers on approximately 200 motorcycles, shot sporadically and killed over 50 people in the troubled areas. Eyewitness accounts said that the terrorists, who were armed with sophisticated weapons, left many others with gunshot wounds. A resident of the area, Samaila Muhammad, said the number of dead bodies found on Saturday in the two affected communities were 56. He also said that the terrorists rustled their animals, carted away valuables, and destroyed properties in the troubled communities. Efforts to get the Zamfara State Police Command to confirm the incident were not successful. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has reacted to the latest mass killings by bandits in Zamfara state. The president on Sunday ordered that the outlawed must not be allowed to operate freely. A statement by the president's spokesman, Garba Shehu, however, hailed the military for their efforts. Buhari charged them to continue to achieve positive outcomes based on their current operational trajectory in the northwest. He condoled with the families of the victims and the government of the people of Zamfara state. The Albino Foundation says at least 3 people living with albinism die monthly in the country due to skin cancer from heat rays. The founder of the foundation, Jake Epele, made the disclosure in an interview with Trust TV. He said no fewer than 4 million out of the over 27 million Nigerians with some form of disability are currently struggling with one or more forms of diseases, including the dreaded skin cancer. The report.
There is a public health problem in Nigeria and other parts of the world. About 3 people die every month as a result of this ailment in Nigeria. The president of Albinism Association of Nigeria, Jake Epele, who made the disclosure in Abuja to mark the National Albinism Awareness Day, said people with albinism, PWA, in Nigeria are suffering from skin cancer and appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to come to their rescue.
First and foremost, I'm a skin cancer survivor, and I was privileged to get the best of medical assistance by family and friends. That is not the case of every other person. And when we started the engagement for cancer treatment, we engaged President Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president, and he approved for persons with albinism to be treated free. The subsequent administration took that up and continued, and then the administration before then, which is Goodluck Jonathan, also took it up and continued. When the Buhari administration came into being, they initially toned it down, and a bit of pressure, they reinstated it and eventually toned it down.
Apelle also urged the president to approve the inclusion of skin cancer care in the scope of the current Cancer Health Fund, which only takes care of breast, cervical, and prostate cancer.
The interesting thing is, every person with albinism is susceptible to skin cancer. So you can imagine the millions of people that we have with albinism that is likely to have the disease. And on the average, 3 persons with albinism every month as a result. And so that is where we are, and that is the reason for the clarion call, and also include skin cancer as part of the Presidential Intervention Fund. There is a Presidential Intervention Fund for 2 types of cancer.
He specifically said the government should review the previous administration's skin cancer intervention program for PWAs by setting up the requisite policy instruments that would make it functional and sustainable. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Peace Ambassador Center for Humanitarian Aid and Empowerment has signed a memorandum of understanding with Northeast Connect to build the capacities of 7 NGOs and CBOs in Borno State. The capacity building project will help strengthen efficient and effective civil society organizations in the state. The report.
This 7-month project aims to enhance knowledge base and develop effective civil society organizations as first respondents in building resilience among communities vulnerable to violent extremist infiltration and conflict. 7 civil organizations and community-based organizations will be trained on proposal development, program implementation, resource mobilization, project management, monitoring, and evaluation.
We want to mentor small organizations so that they can be able to go and serve their communities, because the international organizations that are here will one day go, and once they will go with their knowledge, with their expertise. So we want to mentor people so that they can continue serving their communities, so they can be a voice to the voiceless. It's when you build the capacity of these local community organizations, they can be able to serve their community better, as they can represent the interests of their community rather than allowing somebody from outside to come and speak on their behalf.
The platform will also be an avenue to identify and improve the technical and operational capacity of allies of civil society organizations and community-based organizations in Borno State. Participants said they are ready to give their best and enhance their knowledge for effective service delivery.
Technically, I have a lot of places to improve myself, and just from the introduction we had, I learned that someone cannot know everything. Despite your knowledge and all, the gaps that are opened, like impartiality, some people are depressed, trauma and all that. I believe after this project, these gaps will be closed and we'll have a lot of success stories.
For you to be effective in terms of the implementation of the project, you have to be transparent, you have to be open, you have to be committed, and you have to have passion for that particular thing. Then the rest is a story.
The participants will be engaged in one-on-one training and organizational capacity building.
As the second round of the 8-week warning strike embarked upon by the members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, ends on Monday, There are indications that the union may proceed on an indefinite industrial action. Reports say that the national leadership of the union will make public its decision on Monday. It was gathered that the National Executive Committee of the union had earlier given the go-ahead to the national leadership to call out members on indefinite strike if nothing tangible was achieved during the 8 weeks of their warning strike. Publisher, politician and PDP presidential hopeful Chief Dele Momodu at the weekend visited the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Sa'ad Abubakar III. During the visit, Momodu thanked the Sultan and also presented him copies of his 3-in-1 books, Pendulum 1 and 2 and Fighting Lions. The monarchs used the occasion to invite Chief Momodu to be part of an education and charity organization that offers aid to orphans and less privileged in the society. Now, elsewhere, a 74-year-old driver, Basi Nyang, has been arrested by the police in Calabar for allegedly raping a 12-year-old girl in his neighborhood. The police picked him up over the weekend following outcry by both mother of the victim and neighbors who described the man as a serial rapist of minors in his neighborhood. Trouble started when pus and blood began to ooze out from the girl's private part last week. When the girl opened up to her mother, she stormed the suspect's home at 14 Hope Waddell Street in Calabar South. Many parents who had hitherto hidden their experiences opened, while the suspect's neighbors are reported to have also disclosed his similar act. Secretary of the Child Protection Network, Glory Mike Untuk, condemned the act, saying that the rising cases of child abuse and raping of minors indicate that society is morally bankrupt. Police PRO Irene Ugbo condemned the act and said that they are aware of the arrest and will not condone the act. Some 60 people sheltering in a village school in eastern Ukraine are feared dead after it was hit by an airstrike, the Lugansk regional governor said. The school was the only bomb shelter in the area, and according to some estimates, around 90 locals sought shelter in its basement. The bombs fell on the school and completely destroyed it. Earlier, the rescuers helped 30 people to get out of the rubble. Rescuers could not work overnight because of a threat of new strikes, but resumed their work on Sunday. That's all for the news update, but before we go, let's take a look at Akika. A cave exploration team has discovered a giant karst sinkhole in Leh County of South China's Guangxi, bringing Leh's number of such sinkholes to 30. Let's take a look.
A cave exploration team has discovered a giant karst sinkhole in Leh County, South China's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, bringing Leh's number of such sinkholes to 30. The sinkhole, located near Pinghe village under Luoxi Township, measures 306 meters in length, 150 meters in width and 192 meters in depth, with its volume exceeding 5 million cubic meters, and can be categorized as a large sinkhole. Giant sinkholes, also known as tiankung in Chinese, are dolines, or giant pits, with special geological features found in karst regions formed by repeated cave-ins. They are mainly found in China, Mexico and Papua New Guinea. The expedition was completed on Friday, after the team members abseiled down more than 100 meters and trekked several hours to reach the pit's bottom. They returned to the ground safely on Friday evening. Zhang Yuanhai, a senior engineer with the Institute of Karst Geology of China Geological Survey, said that there are 3 big caves in the wall, which are presumed to be the remains of the early evolution of the sinkhole. The bottom of the sinkhole has a well-preserved primitive forest.
This is the small part of the karst area, but in this area in Leh County, there is a wonderful caves. 20 years ago, the biggest group of the Tiankung have been discovered in the world, and this is the Liu Wan. This is Liu Wan. In the past 6 or 7 years, I have a friend, Mr. Wu. He has the ability to regularize the Tiankung by satellite image. So this is one of his discoveries. And then, so a week ago, I've been here to confirm it's a great donor. So today, I organized the group here, and we'll go downstairs to discover if there is a bigger cave underground, if there's a river, or new plants, or new animals.
And with that, we wrap up the news update on Trust Television. But you can watch more by connecting with us via our social media platforms and also subscribing to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.